I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. Can you say that again? How often do we say that? Not often, right? At least for me. I usually try and fake my way through it. And then I ask a question like, oh, yeah, tell me more. Or, oh, that sounds horrible. But I'm trying to like recover my tracks, like my brain is trying to recall what I wasn't listening to. And and then I get called out. Well, you weren't listening to me. Yeah, I was. You were talking about skiing. No, I was talking about water skiing. And then I'm like, okay, right, I wasn't listening. It would be easier if we just said, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. Can you start again? You know what, listening is really hard. It is virtually impossible to listen 100% of the time. Our brains, for some reason, are trained to be continually distracted. There's squirrels, there's things around, there's bright lights, there's noises, but our own brains can be the worst culprit in allowing us to not listen. There is a continual distraction of listening. Somebody says something we disagree with, we start building an argument about why they're wrong. Somebody says something that we agree with, and we suddenly want to share, oh, I agree with you, and here's why I agree with you. Somebody shares maybe a concern, and we suddenly want to give advice. And so we are constantly being bombarded by our own brain with reasons why we shouldn't listen. And listening takes focus, and listening takes energy. Most of the time, even when we do listen, we're listening for our own selfish reasons. Let's talk about the 3 levels of listening. Level 1 is internal listening, and this is listening for selfish reasons. That sounds bad, but it really isn't. It depends on the situation. If you have to use the bathroom, you're not going to listen to somebody else's needs and problems and take their feelings into consideration. You're just trying to get some information so you can go to the bathroom. Or if you're sitting down for dinner and you're listening to the chef's specials, you're listening so that you can decide what you want to eat, what tastes good for you. These are good things. Internal listening is a good thing when appropriate. Problem is when we listen at all, we typically default to internal listening. We're listening for selfish reasons, we're listening for responses, we're listening to gather information for ourselves. And that's not always the best way to listen. The second one then is focused listening. Focus is when think of it as you're focused on the other person. Maybe this is a friend that's having a hard day. Or maybe this is problem solving, and you're at work and you're trying to figure out how to increase your marketing budget. Or maybe somebody, as I mentioned, kind of the hard day, maybe somebody saying, oh, let me tell you about what happened with my boss or with my business partner today. This is about the other person. This is not about formulating a response. This is not about gathering information. This is about being with the other person and asking questions and being curious and holding space and allowing them to feel seen and heard. So if we have internal listening, which is like selfish listening, and we have focused listening, which is focused on the other person, what's the third listening? Third listening is global listening. So with focused listening, let's say somebody's having a hard day at work, and so you just want to sit with them and talk with them and tell me more about that. Maybe offer at the very end, maybe offer some help. Global listening is taking everything into consideration, their entire history, their culture, the way they see the world. As much as you know about them, you're soaking all of this in, and you're also aware of the environment around you. Is the environment distracting? Is it hot? Is it cold? Are you hungry? But you're also saying, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that you're going through this. I'm so sorry that you and your partner are breaking up. I know 5 years ago you mentioned that you were having troubles, and it just sounds like you guys couldn't figure it out. You were taking the entirety of a person and you're listening with everything, even the stuff that may not be considered present at the moment. You're aware of those things and really leaning in. Does that take energy? Yeah. And focus? Yeah, it does. It's even more so than focused listening. The main thing that I want you to take away from this is that with these 3 levels of listening, when we're really engaged with other people, we should be at kind of 2 and 3, focus and global. They take energy, they take effort, but you're going to kind of want to bounce around there. The problem is we usually default to 1 anyway. There's a reason for 1, But the best thing to do is to ask yourself while you're listening, which I know, you're listening and also asking yourself questions, which can be a distraction from actually listening. So I understand the problem with this statement. But while you're listening, very quickly kind of ask yourself, am I internally listening or am I focused or global? And what is the situation called for? Which one should I be listening? Which level should I be listening at now? And when you do that, then you can listen at a greater level and other people feel seen and heard, which is one of the most important things that you can do, is to help somebody else feel seen and heard. I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. Can you say that again?
Three, two, one, go.
Yeah, sorry, what was that again? I wasn't listening. No, that was good. I was supposed to do that.
Shit.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. I'm going to start with that. Okay, that's funny.
Okay.
Yeah. That was brilliant. Okay.
I said. All right, ready?
I'm glad that was on that camera. Okay, yeah, that's funny.
Off.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah.
Oh, bummer. Okay, that's right. But it was on that one. Yeah, that's funny. Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Can you say that again? I wasn't listening.